Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Ballabha Girivaradari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Shrimati Radharani ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shrimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Chandraya Mandir ki jai. So we were going to make a little presentation tonight. And I guess back there is the PowerPoint show, if you want to look at it there. So there's a picture of Srila Prabhupada teaching, like that. Education with Iskcon. 4th Annual Symposium, 2017, June 15th to 18th, Iskcon, Seattle. Okay. So this is coming up next week, right? Okay. Okay. See, they got it here. Doubting fellow. Okay. Okay. So what I'll do then while they're doing that is talk about Jaya Radha Madhava. Prabhupada went back to India. You know India, right? India. Yeah. And he brought Western devotees with him. Okay, you got that? Okay. Prabhupada brought Western devotees back to India with him. Okay. And they went to Gorakhpur. What's in Gorakhpur? Gita Press. So Prabhupada, when he left India, Hanumat Presaka Swami gave tremendous assistance to Prabhupada. Very mystical person, very nice person. So he went to Gorakhpur and he asked the people where, and they said, stay here, make your base here, Swamiji, in Gorakhpur. You know, okay, we'll think about it. Where's Baba? He said, over there in that building, 2nd story, and he's about to die, really, you know. So in the Lilamrita, it talks about how Prabhupada went and saw Hanumat Presaka Swami, and Babaji couldn't even get up. He was lying there very sick, you know. But Satsrup Maharaj said that Prabhupada sat next to him, and he was probably just chanting, because Hanumat Presaka Swami couldn't even talk. So Prabhupada was chanting, you know, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, yeah. And he said you could see they had a dialogue going on. Prabhupada would kind of smile, and Hanumat Presaka would kind of smile, and Prabhupada would look sad, he would look sad. That's what's there. The mantra is the name, the form, right? The pastimes, the qualities, it all manifests. So Satsrup Maharaj said you could see that they were carrying on a conversation, like a subtle level. And Hanumat Presaka Swami had darshan of Krishna, like 2 or 3 times in his life, you know. And he had artists like draw it like this and that. And the form that his Istadevata was Radha Madhava. Okay. So next morning, this song, Jaya Radha Madhava, is from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's songbook. I think maybe Gitavali, Sharanagari. I think it's Gitavali. Yeah. It's very nice. Everything is there. Krishna, gopis, Vrindavan. You can chant it all day long. You can meditate on it. Harinam. So next morning in the Bhagavatam class was the first time that Prabhupada ever chanted this. And maybe he went into ecstasy, and maybe he was actually thinking about Hanumat Presaka Swami and Radha Madhava, like that. Okay. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Very nice song. Okay. So anyway, okay, now we're ready to go. So we're organizing a symposium on education with Iskcon, not education in Iskcon, education with Iskcon. So we're accommodating Krishna West. There we go, okay. And the Catholic Church and anybody else. Sankirtan, join us. 4th Annual Symposium. This is North American Symposium. The first 3 were in Texas. And now this one is up in Seattle, 2017, June 15th to 18th. It'll be online. I'll give you the secret address right now. Startmeeting.com. Okay? Okay. 992-055-489. 992-055-489. Start meeting. Okay. Yeah. And hopefully we'll have more information. It was supposed to have been organized by the devotees in Seattle, but 2 devotees left. So suddenly Ram Giridhari and I got tossed on organizing this whole thing. This is Ram Giridhari. I've introduced Hari Lila. Ram Giridhari is there. He looks kind of like Buddha. Remember? the smiling Buddha. Yeah. So he's the executive secretary of the Ministry of Education for the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. His budget is something unimaginable, how much money he has to deal with. Next is Hari Lila, who's the director of education at the Neelamadhava Dham Temple in Houston, California. Okay, yes. I won't tell my joke again, but we're engineers. We're struggling to organize programs. I'm on the executive committee. Yeah. So, we've been trying to organize this program in Seattle, and everybody left and had to go to India, but still it's coming along. It's coming along because of the individual sincerity of everybody involved, like that. Leadership is there, but what comes down to is that people individually take responsibility. Okay, so that'll be Thursday night, the 15th, we'll have reception. Sesha, Minister of Education, will talk. We'll organize everything. We'll be online. And then we'll have different sessions. So Friday and Saturday morning we'll have plenary sessions. Friday and Saturday afternoon we'll have workshops. Friday and Saturday evening we'll have entertainment. Good way to organize. In the morning, classes. In the afternoon, after lunch, workshops. In the evening, sit back and enjoy yourself. Sunday, closure. Everybody go home. Yeah, like that. Yeah. So very nice programs for retreats and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Okay, next slide. Oh, wait a second. I have a thing about here. So push this button. Push that button. Okay, nothing happens. Push that button. Okay, so the first session on Friday morning is, I'm giving it, Philosophy and Strategy of Education, Hanumat Presaka Swami. Okay, so there are many, many different, philosophies of education. Up the left, there's Madhvacharya, and he's trying to educate people his own way. He has his philosophy. Actually, what we're not talking, we talk about philosophy. Philosophy literally means love of wisdom, bhakti, Vedanta. There's Veda and Vedanta is wisdom. So we're not really talking about, we're talking about that. Our classes, we want people to come out loving the ideas, loving the books. It's not that many times Bhakti Shastra, you have a workshop, you have a seminar, a symposium, it's a compressed thing for 6 weeks, and after it's finished, the teachers and the students, nobody wants to read the books again for weeks afterwards. This is not the result. We're aiming at that whether you learn anything or not, you increase your love and appreciation for the book. Prabhupada says, to quote. Okay, so yeah, we're trying to, in the ultimate issue, increase people's love, attraction, feeling for the books. But when we talk about philosophy of education, usually what people are asking about is strategy. What is the goal of all this? What are we trying to accomplish? How are we going to accomplish it? These kind of questions, the big, broad questions like that. Then we'll apply it in different ways. Okay, so Madhvacharya had his perspectives. Other guy, who's the guy up there with the black and white above him? Socrates. They say that Socrates was so ugly that chickens would run away from him. Yeah. Then down below, who do you think the other guy is? The Chinese guy there. Confucius. Confucius says, when you go for revenge, better to dig 2 graves first. You understand? Yeah, better to plan some Yeah, okay. And what's the guy at the bottom? What does he represent in terms of philosophy of education? Skinner, right? Yeah. Yeah. Conditioned response. Education is simply nothing but a collection of conditioned responses. Every time I give the dog some meat, I ring a bell. Okay? So after 20 times of this, when I ring the bell, the dog salivates with no meat. That's education. That was the theory. It's simply a collection of conditioned responses put together. Okay. Okay. Next slide. Okay. Yeah, we're there. Okay. The big picture. Now this is the perspective, pulling back, not just from Iskcon, let's pull back to the broader educational perspective. And who's an authority in that area? Somebody simple. Encyclopedia Britannica. Right? This is acceptable to all scholars. And you look at it, you can look up and see who wrote the article and stuff. So in terms of preaching, I cost $50 a year, Ram Giridhari, cost $50 a year, I pay that, to become a member of the Britannica. I had to give a class one time on Bhagavad Gita as poetry to a university. So I went to the article on poetry from the Bhagavad Gita, which was written by the poet laureate of the United States, and it was a very nice article. Very inspiring, you know. Then I mashed it up with Bhagavad Gita, and everybody very satisfied. This was very first-class university program like that, and so on. So in terms of preaching, the Britannica is a nice resource and stuff. Yeah, they have different mistakes too. They asked the president of the Britannica, "What do you think of the Wikipedia?" And he laughed. He said, "I use it. I use it. The Wikipedia is like a chisel. The Britannica is like a drill." Wikipedia gives a lot of ideas which may not be so accurate. The Britannica gives you very narrow stuff sometimes because they don't take a risk. So nice combination. So it says in there on the article on the philosophy of education, it says, the introduction by Socrates of the Socratic method began a tradition in which reasoning and the search for reasons that might justify beliefs, judgments, and actions was and remains fundamental. Such questioning in turn eventually gave rise to the view that education should encourage in all students and persons to the greatest extent possible the pursuit of the life of reason. This view of the central place of reason in education has been shared by most of the major figures in the history of philosophy of education, despite the otherwise substantial differences in their other philosophical views. So this is what we're dealing with when we're talking about education in the West. This is how we've been trained to understand education. It's jnana. Karmi, do you know this? Do you know that? Do you know this? These are facts that you collect. I'm a karmi. I'm collecting different facts. But that's not just considered an educated person in the West. He knows things. He has to be able to understand how to connect them, how to use them together. The life of reason, of jnani. I forgot what slides I had, you know? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is up at the top here. This is the jnani. And if somebody comes out with this ability, he knows facts, he knows, what is jnana? Prabhupada talks about mental speculation. This is grammar. You know, everybody here learned grammar. Sanskrit grammar and Hindi grammar are different than American grammar. In Sanskrit grammar, you have Tom, ball, hit. In America, we have Tom, hit, ball. Yeah. In German grammar, you say, in Bremerhausen, upstairs in a room, a man to a woman about cheese pizza on Thursday last year with his mother-in-law after visiting the theater was talking. So, in German, you're sitting there waiting. Come on, the verb. Yeah, like that. Yeah. So different kinds of grammar. We have a very, very Euclidean grammar. You see, it's the whole Indo-European language group. That's how we think. Chinese people have different kind of grammar. Japanese people, you cannot translate it easily. It's more rotational, more like this. Ours is, like that. So the grammar really determines a lot how you analyze the world, how you think, how you communicate, how you organize your facts. Organize your facts. Yeah? Okay. Then after that, you learn arithmetic. You know how to count. Yeah, this is a very fundamental thing. How many women in the room? How many men? Yes, you're starting to break people down into impersonal things like that. Counting is a very specific way of looking at things. It's a very depersonalizing thing. Then after you learn how to count, what do you learn? Arithmetic, right? After arithmetic, next you learn? Usually geometry. Yeah. Euclid's Elements. That's the book that Euclid wrote on geometry. It's called Euclid's Elements. It was selling just as many copies in the 17th century as the Bible. Yeah. It doesn't sell so many copies now because it's embedded in every single curriculum. You learn what is a point. You learn what are lines. You learn what are planes. You learn triangles. You learn squares. You learn how many people here have had studied geometry? Yeah. Finished. So we're dealing with, yeah. But it's based upon blind faith. Where do the axioms or postulates come from? He defines things. This is not rational. It's based upon somebody giving us, this is a point, this is a line, like that. You know? And if you look at these things, they embed very, very subtle philosophical principles. You know? So when you're starting to look at the world, how many points are there in this room? Unlimited. How many planes are there? Unlimited. We think this way. We organize this way. We use Euclidean geometry. Japanese people use polar geometry. Point, ray, distance. You know, here I got my axis, x, y, or my point. 30 degrees, 5 inches. Right? I've identified the point. 30 degrees, 4 inches, or x, y. But so they're built with plazas, and to go from plaza to plaza in the city, you take a radio, catch another radio. You put a hibachi stove in the center of the room, and everyone sleeps with their feet towards the stove. Yeah. Okay. It's okay. Agreed. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Sudevi Dasi ki jai. Yeah. The Sudevi, we're recording everything for you, okay? This class is dedicated to Sudevi Dasi and all the mothers in the world. Haribol! Okay. Yes. I mean, I just a legitimate complaint. Yeah. Children were making a little noise in Berkeley when I was there, and Rameshwar was going to take the mothers out. You know, and Prabhupada said, "No, let them stay." You know, then they all said, "Jai Prabhupada," and Prabhupada said, "But don't take advantage." Yes, Prabhupada. Yeah. That is a little too disturbing. Okay. So this is Gyan. You know, after that, you learn algebra, which means suspended judgment over arithmetic. Then maybe you go on and you learn these different ways of analyzing the world, looking at it. And this is what they're saying. This is somebody who's educated. He's an educated person. Mathematics goes right along with science and everything else. Okay. Science itself can be categorized as rational empiricism. Yeah. Empiricism means direct experience of the world. An educated person knows things, knows facts, and he develops his ability to develop it. And that's, you can categorize science as that. So science is one way of knowing. And Prabhupada's always talking about scientific knowledge. You know? Okay, so after grammar, after karma, you acquire knowledge, acquire information. Gyan, you learn logical systems, how to organize it. Like we're doing right now, Gyan. The next is dhyan, right? Karma, Gyan, dhyan, bhakti. So dhyan is meditation, contemplation, introspection. And Prabhupada, what do we have here then? Yeah, okay. So do we teach this in the West? Do people acquire in the universities and stuff? Do we have courses on meditation, introspection, these kind of things? Everybody says no. Yep, you do. Improvisational theater. When you go to the university, you start taking some classes on drama, theater. Very enriching. The whole drama tradition is a very, very interesting tradition in the West. It can be matched up very much with Bharata Muni and in the East, in the Orient. And that's exactly what we come out of. We are doing Gandharva Veda. Singing, dancing, and drama. That's our yoga. And our essential book is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Yeah. And he teaches that all the terms in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu are theater terms, drama terms, like that. So we can realize all this through dancing introspection. So in improvisational theater, they teach you how to work with your words, your body, and your mind. That's what a sannyasi does. They teach you how to get in touch with the Paramatma, creativity. It's a fantastic process. So very, very nice courses in improvisational theater and stuff, in the theater tradition. But it's not central. Practically speaking, every big university will have a drama department. They'll teach you these techniques, how to get in touch with yourself, how to get in touch with your personality. You have mirror games. In mirror games, you sit there and first you mirror the person's activities like that. Then you start to mirror their voice, exactly what they're saying. Then you start to mirror their personality. Yeah, it's spooky, isn't it? Yeah. Because now the persona is the mask in the theater. Behind that is the psyche theater, same way. So we have these personalities and we're attached to them, right? But in theater you learn how to become detached from the personality, okay? So you can suddenly become somebody else. And you see these actors, trained actors, it's spooky. They're manipulating their persona. So they're going from the level of the gross senses to the mind and maybe getting to buddhi, to the Paramatma, and you read the literature, that's it. They don't understand Bhagavan. Some cases they do. So this is education, taking it to different levels. So karma, learn the facts. Jnana, develop your logic. Dhyana, start to meditate on the Bhagavatam, to understand how to do it. Very difficult to do it without forming dramas, right? All these books. Prabhupada gave us so many scripts, Did you hear about what happened in Italy recently? Oh wow, okay. It was on VNN. There's a big temple there with a temple president. There's a big Sankirtan guy distributing so many books, everything else. Big collector. So Sunday Feast was going on. It was this heavy program, chanting, everything else. And he came in and everybody started chanting Jai Jai Prabhu, everything else. Okay, silk dhoti, two walk, two cell phones. But there's one guy there, he's very kind of a little bit famous. He's very, very big on the Food for Life program. Nobody helps with that program, no prestige. So he'd been out distributing food all day to poor people and everything else and hadn't even really changed into his Sunday Feast clothes, trying to get his rounds finished, chatting next to the altar. And when this guy came in, he didn't give him didn't notice him anything else. So there'd been kind of some tension going on. So the temple president then started to chastise him right in front of everybody, the whole feast going on. It became really ugly. Complication was that this guy's wife was a Guru Kuli, and she was actually a temple president's daughter. So she started defending her husband, and people like you do Sankirtan just to fill up your bellies, and it really got ugly. So funny, she just ran out crying and came back in and covered with water, but it wasn't water, it was gasoline from the lawnmower, and she set herself on fire right in the Sunday Feast. This is not a true story. This is not a true story. Everybody listen. This is not a true story. This is a story of Daksha, Shiva, Sati. But yeah, see, no, I studied acting. Yeah. Prabhu, these things weren't going on when Prabhupada was here. They've been going on for the last 20 billion years. Yeah. So if you're a big Sankirtan devotee collecting money, and you look at this and you say, I got to watch out here. I got my pride. Yeah. So these stories, that's the whole point. We want to take these stories to the point of being drama, because then they can touch the heart, and then once you touch the heart, you change. And anybody you meet, every single psychological circumstance you can encounter is in Srimad Bhagavatam. Hansuduta Toda Prabhupada said that. So you take these stories as archetypes. Everybody you meet, you can deal with them in depth. So we're trying to go beyond the level of just reading the Bhagavatam, going beyond the level like we're doing now of just understanding it, and going to the level of entering into it as our life, as our meditation, like that, and so on. Yeah. Wow. The lights are going here. Yeah. Okay, so Vasudeve Bhagavati. Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha. Janayati Ashuvairagyam. Jnanam Chayada Hoitukam. Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Ashuvairagyam Jnanam Chayada Hoitukam. You should know this. If you're Bhakti by Baba, hey, we expect you to know these. You should be refreshing them, like that and so on. And also you begin to see how your memory works. And past 55 years old, your memory starts to act a different way. Yeah. It's a wonderful thing like that. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and something detached from the material world. So this is the point. When you come to the level of actual bhakti, all the other requirements are satisfied automatically. You become a moral person, ethical, which is renunciation. And jnana, automatically you acquire this stuff. Hansadutta gave a nice example, maybe it came from Prabhupada. Then when you put a flower garland on your body, you don't have to put a flower garland on your shadow. So if you actually love the Bhagavatam, if you love associating with devotees who study the Bhagavatam, if you learn that, get that skill, then automatically you'll develop systems of studying. You got your systems, automatically you'll learn verses, you'll learn these things. So the real goal is actually to develop this love and affection for the Bhagavatam. Let's not get lost up in becoming big snakes with big jewels on our head. Right? It's a big complaint. This guy was a snake in my community. He went away to your Bhakti Shastri program and he came back with a snake with a jewel on his head. And now he's causing so many problems in my yatra. Very serious, honest complaint. Yeah, okay. Next year. Okay. Where's the button here? Okay. So here's our model, after our philosophy of education, right? You've been presenting this for a long time. So we got here, right? So what's in the middle of our philosophy of education? Sankirtan. This is the Sankirtan movement. This is all taken from the from first instructions for neophyte devotees, Upadeshamrita. Upadeshamrita makes a fantastic basis for all other study, like that. The first turn in the spiral. You follow the citations and links that Prabhupada uses there, that the acharyas use there. They'll take you to everything in our philosophy, all these different kinds of discussions and everything else, from the most simple thing all the way up to Radhakund. Upadeshamrita, and it's available in the gift store today for a discount price. Okay, I hang it around my neck, which Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati did. Go over to your office supply store, have them chop the back off, and put it in a spiral. Oh God, it stays open like that. Yes. Okay. Upadeshamrita ki. Yes. So anyway, right in the very beginning, what is our mission statement? Well, why invent something, right? Right there in the preface, Prabhupada says, I can just paraphrase it, our mission is to become qualified to help Lord Chaitanya in his mission of spreading the science of Krishna, by studying the works left by the six Goswamis. Very short. That's our mission. To become qualified to help Lord Chaitanya in his mission of spreading the science of Krishna to humanity at large by studying the works of the Goswamis. And then we have Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devote Instruction, and all the purports are, of course, coming down through Jiva Goswami and everybody else like that and so on. So that's a whole process. Our process is to learn how to do Sankirtan. Sesha was talking about our educational ministry in the past, and he said, Maharaj's presentation just shocked me, because what was happening, all the people were coming out of our educational system, they didn't have the slightest idea how to fit into Iskcon in terms of taking their position in the Sankirtan movement. The Bhaktivedanta Institute, we were doing big programs with Nobel laureates who speak 14 languages and all these kind of things like that. One of the most powerful preachers was Maharani Devi Dasi. She did not know the difference between an atom and a molecule, but she was a cook. Nice prasad. Yeah? So these Nobel laureates are sitting there listening to the presentation, very erudite presentation, kind of looking at their watch, so on. How long is it till the coffee break? Then you go back and she'd have this wonderful, nice thing, and you see these guys picking this out and stuff, and so then, and she would be there, so you're the cook, and this and that, and so forth, yes, and so forth. And she would say, and the books are just as good. Okay, give me 3. Yeah. The formula Prabhupada gave for the Bhaktivedanta Institute first was nice reception. Wherever you are, then when you meet people, they feel this guy's dressed nice or whatever, and I feel like I'm being received nicely. If you go to the Bhaktivedanta Institute, some nice-looking girl in a sari takes your hat, takes your wife's evening jacket, and says, "Oh, hello, Lady Eccles and Sir John Eccles, going by the fireplace there. Here's so-and-so, the Irish setter is sitting there next to the fireplace, and here's some beverages and some nice." Okay, you feel nice reception. That's the first thing. Then after that, prasadam. Yeah, prasadam. And then after that, philosophy. After that, it was Prabhupada's formula. preaching, many formulas. So, Sankirtan, learn how to do Sankirtan. What is our position? And everybody is different. So that's our education. We may be having a primary school, Bhakti Shastri. How is it teaching me how to engage in Sankirtan, how to help Lord Chaitanya? And everybody's different. Clint Eastwood, you know Clint Eastwood, famous guy? Okay. Clint Eastwood says, I don't talk much, but when I talk, my pistol speaks for me. Take the book. Yeah, okay, right? Number one book distributor this year. You gotta, okay, then there's certain reactions. You gotta be able to maybe change your disguise and keep moving and stuff, Yeah, okay, everybody's got their nature. And every salesman has his own technique. And you can steal stuff, yeah. Steal as much as you want to from other people to develop your technique. Okay, so this is our thing. How are we doing this? How are we developing? Okay, Sankirtan is the heart. How to learn Sankirtan, how to teach Sankirtan. And then Prabhupada's saying, I got things to set up here. Wait a second. Okay, I can't read this at all. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, this is from the preface of Nectar Instruction. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to bestow upon human society the benediction of the science of Krishna. Therefore, to understand the mission of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and follow in his footsteps, one must very seriously follow in the footsteps of the 6 Goswamis. That's our mission statement for the Anjana Sudha Academy. That's why we're here. That's what we're doing. Yeah, okay. And then, what happened here? Oh, look at this appear. I can't read that at all. It's being totally erased by the... Hang on, I got a microphone here. Where's the microphone?
The higher intelligence of human being should be trained to understand basic dharma. In human society, there are various religious conceptions characterized as Hindu, Christian, Hebrew, Mohammedan, Buddhist, and so on. For without religion, human society is no better than animal society.
So this is nectar of instruction also. So we need some training in Varnashram, but not a lot. It comes very naturally for devotees, like that. We should understand about Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, ladies, Grihastha, Vanaprastha. We have the Grihastha Vision Team, based out, it's in the U.S., it's international. And they're starting to organize education for people in marriage and all these kind of things. Before, Indians were very good at this, but Indians themselves were starting to face problems like this. So if you're a devotee, you don't need a lot of education. It just falls naturally. You're on a higher platform. You just see, this is natural. Ladies over here, it's just not a lot of details. And of course, the Bhagavatam is full of Varnashram education there and stuff. You don't have to go anyplace else. The pregnancy of Diti in the evening, Sukanya and Chaivana Muni. So much of the Bhagavatam is teaching us through Daivi Varnashram. So our educational system, main thing, how can I engage in Sankirtan? And I'm a good educated person. But I need some background like Varnashram like that. So our schools should teach that. There should be education in this. As the boys and girls grow up, but who is Buena Vista Films? Who's the personality behind Buena Vista Films? Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney. This is Disney Enterprises. Walt Disney is one of the biggest educational units on the face of the earth, like that. So many, you look at Buena Vista Films, everything else. You watch those movies, they're inculcating Madhurya Ras from 5 years old. Little boys and girls are starting to smile at each other and everything else. This is the perfection of life. I find my soulmate, and we live together. A room. Now imagine the married people. Okay, married people, imagine now. A room without windows, a room without doors, just you and me together forever, with love forevermore. Sounds like hell, right? But this... Another one. You got another one. This is through music and everything else. He's educated. It's going on. Some enchanted evening, you will see him standing. Okay, here I got her. Across the crowded Aratik, then fly to his arms and make him your own, or all the rest of your life you will dream of him. Okay, yeah? No. Yeah. A little bit more sobriety about this. Is he an engineer? Does he smoke? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But this is what the philosophy is. This is the Varna ashram they're preaching. You'll find your soulmate, and after that you'll achieve perfection forever and be happy. We got other ideas. So we need some education in Varna ashram, but not a lot. It comes naturally. Okay? And the final one here. Okay. So I can read this one. Prabhupada says, when a religious system develops and turns into love of God, it is successful. So here's the real test of all of this. How is your Sankirtan? How is your Varna ashram dharma? The goal is prema. Unless we're actually achieving that, hey, what have we got? Devahuti had a really nice husband. She had so many nice religious activities. They were chanting on beads. Everything was so wonderful. And then Kardama's leaving, and she says, hey, I really blew it. I had nice Janmashtami festivals. I got such a great thing, but I didn't get liberation and love of God. All of my time in Iskcon and being a nice member and everything else, and was really, I missed out on it. And you can do that in Iskcon. Jayananda said, Iskcon means eating and sleeping in the best of company. Yeah. He told the brahmacharis, sleep in the brahmachari ashram and only eat prasadam, you have no problems. Yes. But you can get lost in that in the external sense like that. And so always remember, how am I developing prema? Am I going or not? This is our educational system. Okay. So here's some Varna ashram dharma. Here we have Shudras. Look at a mean Brahmin, and some cute Kshatriyas. Yeah. So what we're going to do is I'll give my presentation on philosophy education. Then after that, the next session is Shastric education. And we'll go over the books and the basis and how they fit in, Shastric education. And then Varna ashram. And Mother Uttama and Partha, the Grihastha Vision team, they'll present for about 10 minutes, condensed version with handouts. Then Anantarup from Boise will then go ahead and talk about Vanaprast. And he's developed a really incredible presentation. And it shows that we're really missing out on a tremendous resource in not organizing our Vanaprastas. There are many organizations in the United States which have retired people who give advice for free to businesses, who do volunteer work, set up like that. Iskcon, let's organize it. So anybody can have good Vanaprastas. And then the Vanaprastas start being so valuable. What am I going to do if I leave my family? You'll be more occupied. Okay, yeah. So then I'll talk about sannyas and what's developing in terms of sannyas, in terms of our institution. Because we're developing a very good substantial Varna ashram system here. Okay. Anything else here? Push the button. Okay. And now here's the prema. Looking at the prema part. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1, 4, 15 through 16. What does the 1 mean? Huh? Can you have a 5, 14, 16? Is that possible? Yeah, okay. It means the eastern part. Okay. What does 4 mean? Fourth wave. What is the fourth wave, Mr. Bhakti Baba?
Sadharana Bhakti, Samanya, Sadhana, Bhav, and Prem. The fourth one is the
Prema Bhakti, yeah. Samanya Bhakti, general principles. Who is a devotee? What is his devotional service? Second one is in Sadhana Bhakti, and the third one is Bhava Bhakti, and the fourth one is Prema Bhakti, like that. So this is in the fourth wave, and he's kind of summarizing, and look at the Nectar of Devotion. Prabhupada says that Rupa Goswami here summarizes everything. Waves of devotion, of course. This is what Bhakti, we were discussing this before. When we're going through, Bhakti Shastri, the first spiral, you're studying this. We're doing the second time, then you should be reading Waves of Devotion, by Dhanadhar Swami, and looking at what's behind the thing, and teaching that, using that to use your teacher students who are in the first spiral, Bhakti Shastri. Second spiral, let's go ahead and study the southern part. Let's read Waves of Devotion. Okay, like that. Yeah. Adoshvada tata sadhu sangha bhajana kriya, and I can't read it because the light's shining on it. Somebody else do it here. Yeah,
Adau shraddha tata sadhu sangha tatota bhajana kriya tato nartha nivritti syat tato nishta ruchis tataha Asaktistato bhavas tata premabhyadanchati sadhakanam ayam premna pradurbhave bhavet kramaha.
Yeah. If you look in Bhagavad Gita 4:10, 10:4, 10:11, 10:6. If you know radio talk, you know these things. What's your 10:4? What's your 10:11? 4:10. Bhagavad Gita 4:10 in the purport, the Sanskrit is there, and then translation like that and so on. Okay, I see. Back it up here. Okay. So, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, I understand. I'm actually using you all as guinea pigs because I can make the same presentation in Seattle. Yeah. Okay. So this is our how we're going to prema. The purpose of Varna Ashram, Daivi Varna Ashram, is to come to prema. The purpose of engaging in Sankirtan, learning it, doing it, is to bring people, ourselves, to prema. And here is this ladder. You can also say Kanistadakari, Madhyamadakari, Uttamadakari. Same thing, but it's a grosser division like that. This is a verse that Prabhupada paraphrases many times. If you're trying to accomplish something, you got to know the roadmap. You got to know where you are. But Prabhupada a lot of times doesn't give the Sanskrit, so if you do a Vedabase.com search, it won't show up that much. But you see, he's paraphrasing it. Nectar of Instruction, fundamental book, verse number 7 or 8. One of the two, 7 or 8. He's just paraphrasing it there, one after another. And each time you look at it from a different angle, you get a little more feel for it. So maybe we don't memorize the verse, but the different categories and levels we should know. What category are you on? If you're teaching a primary school, what level are your students on? This student may be a little Hiranyakasipu. This student may be a little Prahlad Maharaj. This student may be, this is what we want to classify. Okay, in Varna Ashram, he's in first grade, second grade, he needs certain kind of stuff to deal with his mind, body. But this kid is almost on the level of Bhava. So this kid should be associating with sannyasis and people like that. Our real concern is that students are developing prema. Ado Shraddha. This is how we start. A little bit of preliminary faith. My sister and her husband have been going to the Iskcon Silicon Valley Temple. They've invited me a few times. Okay, I'll go with them. They might be okay, but if it's not nice, I won't go again. Okay? How many people on that level here? Okay, don't be shy. Okay, coming out, try it out. Okay. It's reasonable. Blind faith is condemned. This is our philosophy. Bhagavad Gita 4:34. Condemned. What to speak of the unavoidable. Okay, try it out. Okay, come there. People are cool. They dress nice, clean atmosphere, food's good. And their acharya, his literature and stuff is quite impressive. Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha. Hey, I want to hang out with these people. And Prabhupada says, beginning of Shraddha, a Sadhu Sangha, is hearing. You start asking questions. Guyamakadi Prichati. They become more confidential. So the beginning, that's association. Giving and receiving gifts. And very important. Giving and receiving food. And especially hearing and talking about things confidentially with people. Start to reveal your mind. And so, of course, especially our association here is to try and associate with Prabhupada. Try and bring people to associate with Prabhupada in many ways. Once we bring them to that, we can, forget it. I don't have to be involved anymore, actually, once you get Prabhupada's association. Okay, Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha. You start chanting Hare Krishna, you start reading the books and everything else, but then sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm not. Is there any systematic way to apply this? This is very natural. Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha. Bhajana Kriya. This is where initiation comes intact, where it becomes work. Your bhajan becomes a systematic process like that. You got to chant 16 rounds. You got to follow 4 principles. You got to get up in the morning. This is a priority. It's just like you want to go to the university. You want to get some systematic education. This university is good at engineering. This university is good in law. This university is good in medicine. This one's too expensive. This is too far away. This is... Okay, you try out some classes. Can I sit in on your class like that? Oh, no problem. You can audit to sit there, So you're trying stuff out. You're visiting. Finally you decide, okay, this is the university where I want to matriculate. You go in, you ask them, what do I need to actually become a formal student? What's the details? Okay, you need this course on mechanical drawing, which you should have had in high school. Go take it. These are what our fees are. And we promise that if you stick with us for 4 years, you'll pass your engineering degree and you'll be a certified mechanical engineer. We guarantee. Pay your fees and get your C's. We guarantee at the end of 4 years, we'll turn you out of here, you'll be a mechanical engineer. At the time of initiation, Diksha, we're talking about, so you formally matriculate. The professor sees you coming in. Hey, you were here before auditing, right? I saw your name on the list. I thought it was you. Yeah, now congratulations, you're a formal student now. It's nice to have you here. You've already heard all this. I'm going to change this semester, so watch that. Okay, so you've already chanted Hare Krishna. You've already done this stuff, but now you're a formal student. The diksha is there. The connection is there. Boy and girl are associating. Okay, but now they're married, right? So now it's serious business. Yeah. So Bhajana Kriya, now we're connected. First initiation, especially second initiation. There's a whole topic like that. Second initiation is the real initiation, is the spiritual initiation. But Jiva Goswami says in this age, first initiation is sufficient if you follow it. That's one. So Bhajana Kriya, now you're a formal student. What is our contract? Nectar of instruction. It's right there. Time of initiation, we're making a contract. If you chant 16 enthusiastic rounds daily and follow the 4 principles strictly, we guarantee, step by step, you will rise to the platform of Uttama Adhikari. Very clear, simple contract. Doesn't work, you're not required to go on. If we're not going up like that, So what are the steps? We got them right here. Adoshvada, okay. Sadhu Sangha, okay. Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. First initiation, maybe you're still smoking these things. Probably in the beginning. Beginning probably didn't require this. First initiation, you didn't go to your mouth also. Doesn't require it. But Prabhupada changed the standard a little bit. So being an Iskcon is a very specific thing. Still drinking coffee, maybe, or something. Okay. And Prabhupada said, okay, this is okay. First initiate should stop drinking coffee. But beyond that, okay, anarthas. Ladies' fashion magazines. Okay. Yeah. Football, soccer, So many things we know. Big feast of pizza. It's 8 o'clock at night. Yeah. There's so many anarthas. But now because you're doing the process, you're getting up, you're chanting, oh my God, okay, I can't just keep on eating meat at night like this. The anarthas start to go away. Okay. The anarthas actually remain all the way until bhava bhakti. What we're talking about here again is a curve. We're not talking about German boxes. You are either a nishta or ruchi or so. No, it's not. It's a curve. Yeah, here I am. I'm at the level of anartha nivritti. But yeah, I still have some basic doubts. And every now and again, maybe once every 2 years, I experience prema. For one moment, this moment. Yeah, Krishna does that. Yeah. But basically, I'm at the level of trying to get rid of these problems. I was working for Master Charles when I joined the temple. I would come on the swing shift. I would come back home, and my apartment was near the temple in Valencia Street. I get into my bed late at night, and I could not get out in the morning for Mangalarti. Okay. If I slept on the floor, on the rug, I could get up. But when I came home, it was so tempting. The bed is one of your enemies. You have 4 enemies. One of them is your bed. So, yeah, it is. It says that. So you go home tonight, you tell your bed, you are my enemy. We will fight. Okay, declare it. So finally, do it. We're all individual. Find some way to conquer this problem. I conquered it by taking my BTG collection and spreading it all over the bed. Okay? So now to get in the bed, I had to pick every single one of them up and look at Krishna every time, like that. And that was enough. After that, I never used the bed again. It was a nice platform. I stepped on the ground and got up. So everybody has a different challenge. That's why Krishna is interested in you, because you're different than everybody else. Yeah. Okay, adoshvada, sadhu sangha, anartha nivritti. Take help from the acharyas. Get rid of the big anarthas. Get rid of the fine anarthas. And after you get rid of the anarthas, nishta. Now you're always in Mangalarti. You're always alert. You're always chanting your rounds. Prabhupada actually says one time, Nasta prayashu abhadreshu nityam bhagavatsa sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. He said this naishta, nishta means always chanting your rounds, not sometimes. He said this is more or less, I think it was a 70 or 80%. I think he said maybe even 80% Krishna conscious, nishta. Now you're always doing it. Fixed there, stuff. Basic principles and everything else. Yeah, yeah. Anybody on that platform? Nishta, maybe. Yeah. We're starting to get to the platform where you don't talk about it. Yeah, it's a confidential thing. Yeah, like that. It's like a jewel and stuff. And you'll bring it out and show it to everybody. You know. Prabhupada, are you an Uttamadakari? I have never claimed to be Uttamadakari. I simply claim to be a simple servant of my spiritual master. Okay. Public environment. Shraddha, Ruchi, Nishta, Ruchi. Ruchi is next. If you're fixed, you're going to get a taste for this. Prabhu, I had such a taste, the kirtana, No, in the beginning your taste is simply giving up material activities. I stopped smoking. I got, sometimes, you go to kirtan, everybody's chanting and dancing and sweating. It was a good kirtan, Prabhu. Kind of the same experience by going to a gymnasium and stuff like that. Yeah, it's okay. This is complete. You're singing, dancing like a madman. Then you don't want to smoke anymore. You don't want to do all these other things. So in the beginning, our taste is actually relief from suffering. And then things become auspicious, they become harmonious. Then taste, ruchi, that's really tasting what it's like to serve Krishna. Right? Some people like the taste of Ayodhya. Some people like the taste of Vrindavan. Some people like the taste of Bhima. So now we're coming to Rag Anuga Bhakti. Yeah? You can start to, how would Mother Yashoda make the offering to Krishna? How would the cowherd boys make the offering to Krishna? Let me do it. Hey, Madan Gopal, here's your lunch, 2 sabji, everything else. I'll be back in half an hour. Yeah, it's on time, it's correct, you're liberated. You're liberated. You're vimukti jnani. Everything, your day's fixed up. You're doing service, okay. But you begin to feel, but boy, there's no feeling. Let me at least pretend. Sahaja is pretend to enjoy. We pretend to enhance our service. This is Raganuga. It's what is it called? Prabhupada calls it, I forget what he calls it. He said we have to learn the little art of crying for Krishna. So in the beginning you're doing it, but you're forcing it, you're following the example of a great acharya, like that. In the beginning, Raganuga. You play the piano. Okay. Your teacher comes along and says, okay, look, I'll play the violin and you play along with me. Da, 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 da. Okay. I have, was it 2001 Space Odyssey? Arthur C. Clarke. It starts off with this thing, ba, 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 boom, 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 boom. This is the overture to Thus Spoke Zarathustra by Nietzsche. They use it and they have the moon coming out from behind the sun, and they have the sun coming out from behind the earth, and it's the best example I know of Virya Ras like that. It's just, and now, so-and-so will speak. It's like that. Yeah, this is ruchi. You can't do it by yourself, but when your teacher plays along in the violin, then you can get into it, you can do it. Raganuga. We're following the raga of a great acharya. By ourselves we can't do it. And by doing that stimulates deeper things. This is where we don't talk about it so much, someone on a level of ruchi or raganuga bhakti, he does the same thing everybody else does, but if you look close, you can start to see, there starts to be a taste to it, a flavor to it. It's deeper. I may say, you're not the body. Probably may look at you and say, you're not the body. Penetrates. Now we're getting to taste, flavor, which is the essence of everything. So doshada, sadhu sangha, bhajana kriya, anartha nivarti, nishta, ruchi. And what happens then? Asaktis, which means attached. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, warning, don't trust Bhaktivinoda Thakur anymore. He's had a taste of what Rupa and Sanatan were tasting, and he's ready to pay any price to get it. If he has to sell his grandmother to the devil to get it, he'll do it. So Granny, don't trust Bhaktivinoda Thakur anymore. This is asaktis. The atheists captured one Christian saint, they tied him to a barbecue grill, and we're going to torture him. So after about 5 minutes he said, I think I'm done on this side, you can probably turn me over now. Okay. This is asaktis. At this point, your material life is going on, but you're attached to the spiritual world. The taste is there, the love is there, the experience is there. You've got to have it. And I've heard one time, Kirtananda Maharaj came back from a long trip, and he went to Nirvandavan, took rest. He woke up. They didn't wake him up because he was late. He missed Mangal Artik, and they woke him up, and they said, well, what time is it? It's 6 o'clock, Maharaj. And he started crying. It's like, oh my God, I've missed the morning program. Yeah, we should have that flavor, that taste. If you get up early and chant all your rounds before Mangal Artik is just a flying saucer. If you know the words, right? How many people know the words to Gurvastakam? You know what do you mean? How many people know word by word meaning? All the hands will go down. Sangsara lava dala loda lida. Sangsara. Yeah. How many initiated devotee? Yourself? Yes. How many years have you been initiated? 6 years. That means you've gone to Mangal Artik 6 times 300. That's 1,800 times you've sung the Gurvastaka, and still you don't know what the words mean. Slow learner. Yeah. This is sadhana bhakti. Learn what the words mean. And when you sing them and stuff, it has a much different meaning. You get up early, your rounds are chanted before. Radha and Krishna are there. You can fix your bhava for the whole day, your perspective, your attitude. And when the mode of passion comes and you got to go to your brains and stuff, your attitude and basic perspective is fixed. You make your plans after that. So this is Raganuga, Asaktis, and then next after Asaktis, Bhava. Bhava is the immature stage of prema. I give you the seed, right? Okay, give it to you there, okay? I say if you take the seed back to your country and plant it, you're going to make a lot of money. Okay, what do you do with the seed? You plant it, then what do you do? What else do you do? Got water. Starts coming out. Fertilizer. What else? Huh? Sunshine. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Okay. Huh? Weeds. Protection. Yeah. This is all Varnashram. It protects the Bhagavat Dharma, like that and stuff. Yeah. And then it starts to grow. It becomes a little sprout. Okay. Then it becomes, in English, a sapling. Okay. Now, sapling is flexible. If I twist it this way, it's going to grow that way. So maybe it needs some support at this stage. A boy cannot maintain his own ethical, moral values until 25 years old. This is a general principle. And 25 years old, if you're on your own, until that age, you'll get influenced by people. But you need always to have support, association until 25 years old. Yeah. Okay, sprout needs support, this level. You know. Then after a while, it starts to grow leaves, and next you get flowers, and then you get a little bud, and you get a little fruit, and a little fruit, it's a peach tree! Haribo! Yeah. Okay, there's no peaches in my country. Yeah, I can't make a lot of money. At that point, can you eat it? No, it's a green peach, but we know it's a peach. No doubt about it, right? A little bit later, it becomes relishable. So in Bhava Bhakti, in the mature stage of Bhava Bhakti, Maya cannot touch you like that. There's no possibility of an accidental fall down. A Paramahamsa, if he becomes envious, nectar of instruction, falls from the platform of Bhava Bhakti. Every level you have a choice. You got free will every level. But at Bhava Bhakti, your fall down is not because of accidental fall down. It's because you made a choice. Like Bharata Maharaj, he made a choice to reject Krishna and become the best friend of the deer. Yeah. This level, how's it go? Krishna Surya Sama, Maya Haya Andakar, Yahan Krishna, Tahan Maya, Maya Adhikar. Yeah, you should know this, Bhakti Bhava. Yeah. Krishna's like the sun, Maya is like darkness. Where there is Krishna, there is no darkness. Bhava Bhakti, no possibility of accidental fall down. As you mature in Bhava Bhakti, you know your relationship with Krishna. I am a cow. My name is Clarabelle. I give chocolate milk. Okay. Yeah. Or in your marriage relationship, right? You're going on there, Malini and Shivas Pandit. You both come to Bhava Bhakti. You know. Oh, I'm a cow. I'm a blade of grass. Okay. Yeah. Chumi. Yeah. Then you come in this level. Now, externally still, somebody is in the Bhava Bhakti level, externally will still carry on. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami externally act according to Varna Ashram, their position, their austere, everything else. Internally they are Rupa Goswami is? Rupa Manjari. And Raghunath Das Goswami is? I think it's Rati Manjari. So they have their internal position. We cultivate both of those. If you're very careful, you can see through the external thing what this person is doing internally. Probably sound asleep. Somebody else? No. You can see what Prabhupada's relationship is, why he does this, little hints are there and stuff. And you begin to see, and you can see. You can't hide it. Lord Chaitanya was trying to act like, this humble devotee of Krishna, and talking to Jagadananda, and Jagadananda holds his hand up. He says, "What are you doing?" "I'm trying to block out the sun with my hand." So, you're trying to hide the fact that you're God. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. No, we don't see that you're God. Okay, I'll block the sun out with my hand. So then, at that level, we can see another devotee. We can see their internal service. We can see more and more details and so on. So Bhava Bhakti is the preliminary stage, and by following the process, the yoga for Bhava Bhakti, you advance to Prema Bhakti. And Prema Bhakti means you're awake. That's all it means. All we're trying to do is wake up. Nitya Siddha, Krishna Prema, Sajja Kabunaya, Shravanadi, Shuddha Chitte, Karze Udaya. All these verses I'm quoting are in Nectar of Instruction. If you just learn the verses in Nectar of Instruction, you have an incredible collection of verses for everything. Nitya Siddha, Krishna Prema, Sajja Kabunaya, Shravanadi, Shuddha Chitte, Karze Udaya. You just hear and chant nicely, you wake up. And prema is already our perfection of ourselves. Everybody here has a relationship with Krishna, a position, a family, a clothes, a relationship. We just are intoxicated, and some more than others. With that. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So this is in our goal. This is our philosophy of education. The real thing is to see how people are students, what level they're on, what level I'm on. I'm on the level of Nishta. This kid's on the level of Baba. I can see that. He's good association for me. How can I get association for this kid? To get properly advanced like that and so on. So this is our philosophy of education, right? Go backwards here. Hari bol, hari bol, hari bol. Okay. At the heart of everything is Sankirtan. This is Kali Yuga. How do I fit into the Sankirtan movement? How can I develop my Sankirtan? How can I offer it to Prabhupada personally? Buddhimanta. Buddhimanta was the first devotee to distribute 100 big books in one day. He would go out in Los Angeles in the parking lots with all this heat coming off this asphalt. His Sankirtan diet was 1 tub of sour cream, 1 jar of peanut butter, and 1 head of raw cauliflower every day. And he was fired up. Yeah, okay. And he died of a brain cancer at 38 years old. Okay. This is a Kshatriya, right? Live fast, die young, and have a good-looking corpse. Okay. Kshatriya Dharma. Yeah. How many Kshatriyas here? Maybe some. Any Kshatriyas here? Maybe. Some people. Maybe a little bit. Yeah. Different mode. Kshatriyas are not intelligent. Kshatriyas are brave. Yeah, Prabhu. Okay. Yeah. So, you find your Dharma, find your place. So anyway, he was the first person to distribute 100 big books in one day. He came back to the Los Angeles temple and wanted to go tell Prabhupada. And the secretary said, Prabhupada doesn't want to be bothered now, Prabhu. He'll want to hear this. No, Prabhu, you can't go in. Pushed back in. Came into Prabhupada's, he told me this, came into Prabhupada's room. And Prabhupada looked up and said, what is it? What do you want? He said, Prabhupada, I just distributed 100 of your big books today. And Prabhupada was impressed. Prabhupada was looking for a gift. He had no gift, so he took his shirt off and gave it to him and said, thank you, like that. Jai, Sankirtan ki jai. Okay, yeah. Anyway, so maybe we'll distribute the same number of books in 80 years. Everybody's got their own technique, like that. Somebody is a scorer, a striker. Everybody else gets them in the position. Half the Sankirtan devotees I know are neurotics. The big book distributors. That's true? Okay. Not all of them. But most of the big books distributors I know are neurotic guys, and they need people to help them this way and that and stuff and get them in the right position, but they can do it. Yes, okay. turn loose the tigers. Yeah, everybody else stand back, the doors are closed. Okay, turn loose the tigers. Yeah, everybody, you got to find your position in the Sankirtan movement. And there's no one of the biggest theorists, Konstantin Stanislavski. All of Western theater is based upon him. He said, in the drama, there are no small parts, just small actors. Yeah, you find your position. Maybe you got one line to say, but boy, wow, that just takes the whole thing around like that. So find your position in the Sankirtan movement. Learn something about Varnashram. Everybody should know a little bit. Personally, I am Shudra, Brahmana, Brahmana, Brahmana. Almost no Kshatriya. But yeah, I love to make PowerPoint shows. I got to do physical work, everything else. But I get up early. This is my nature in Brahmanical. Also, it's changing. Patipavan told me like 14 years ago, you're going to go into Jupiter at this time. 20 years ago. Okay, 20 years, I forgot about it. About a year and a half ago, I started putting on weight, eating the same amount. Everybody started to listen to my opinion, which never has happened before. What is this? Big people. What is this? This is Jupiter. Brihaspati, a little bit robust, influential. Hey, it works. Yeah. So your karma is going to change. But you have your karma. Use it for Krishna. Yeah. Use it for Krishna. Right? Yes? Okay. Yes. Okay. What else we got? And then finally, behind the whole thing is how we're advancing in these levels like that. So on. So any questions or comments at this point? Koi prashna hai? May Hindi shikh raha hu. Yes. So don't be shy. Prabhupada said, the ducks that come closer get more bread. Yes. Okay, over here we have some questions here. I know. Abai. It's Abai, right? Mr. Abai. He's going to ask, what is that mark on your forehead?
Last year there was or last year, I don't remember, there was a robber in your room.
A robber in my room? Huh?
Texas.
That was
Texas.
that was Keshav Bharati Goswami Maharaj.
Oh, yeah. That was Keshava Bharati Maharaj. We look the same. We have the same haircut. Actually, Keshava Bharati Maharaj was one of my principal Vartmana Pradarshika gurus. I joined the temple. He was giving me books and everything else, and Vaisheshika was at the same time. We were all together. Yeah. Actually, Vaisheshika took second initiation, the same letter I took first initiation. It's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What is your good name? Yeah. I recognize you.
Mayapur Bihari Das.
Huh?
Mayapur Bihari Das.
Oh, wow. It's a big job, right? No, Mayapur Bihari Das is, yeah, wow.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yeah.
Maharaj, sometimes you get confused, between reading and spending more time on services.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, of course, we always should read and have time for services and a lot of other things. But with the type of consumed lifestyle that I am living, how do I give you some practical tips of balancing between service and reading?
Because this is the first point, is that reading is also a service, right? It's actually the first service. If you go to a lawyer, it's how he makes all of his money, is by reading cases. So it's a very important point, because some people think that hearing and chanting is kind of secondary, and the real thing is, actually usually they think is Shringara Tan Mandira Marjanado. Devotees are measured by how much they're taking care of the deities, and how much they're cleaning the temple, and this kind of stuff, and paying the bills. And that's practical service, Prabhu. Hearing and chanting is no. We're not educated. The first service is Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nritya Gita, is hearing, chanting. Then on the basis of that, we can adjust everything else. So that's one of the first things to understand, that the hearing and chanting in the proper proportion is the food by which everything else follows. So if you're doing that properly, everything else will follow automatically. You don't have to worry about anything else. But in the beginning, we don't know how to do it exactly properly. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, in the beginning, make a balance. Yeah. So much time for your material life, so much time for your spiritual life. And later on again, you realize that if my spiritual life is going properly, my material life just follows naturally. Yeah, so on. So one nice system is the morning is for your spiritual life, right? And if you really want to do it properly, get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and then but till 10. 2 o'clock till 10 is the mode of goodness. You look at the Wikipedia for by states, by alcohol sales regulations. Almost all the states, you cannot sell alcohol after 2 o'clock in the morning. You go around here to the 24-hour stores, you see the alcohol section has a tarp over it until 7 o'clock in the morning, like that. So even the state says, hey, give it a break, so on. So from 2 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock in the morning is the mode of goodness. It's a time the sun is moving differently, And if you work hard during that time, your day is finished. You chant good rounds, you hear reading books, writing stuff, and everything else. After that, it's just automatic. You come home from work, you don't die. You take a bath, you a little bit. You go with your kids to the mall, look at stuff. You enjoy yourself. Yeah. So if you've got your life developed in the mode of goodness properly, making money is a game. It's fun. It's play, and administration is easy and stuff. Yeah. So then from 10 till 6 is the mode of passion. So from in the morning time is your spiritual life. Don't fudge and start answering the phone and doing all this kind of stuff, right? Yeah. Just dedicate it. Yeah, okay. Then 10 o'clock, now go out, both feet down, and make money. Yeah, make money, but for Krishna, because you got that basis. Yeah, and people see this guy's okay. You're gonna advance. You're trying to make money, but you see how everybody else is going to get involved in it, and everybody else. And if you're defeating people, it's better for them. So the mode of passion starts. When do the banks open? When do the stores open? Yeah, 10 o'clock. Yeah, that's it. Mode of passion. And then the guy at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, the businessman just says, "Oh, damn, the bank's closed. I couldn't do that. Oh, Yeah, but for the fool, it's the happy hour, right? Yeah, you go around. They say right on it. If you drink this stuff, it'll make you more stupid, right? Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So it's the happy hour for the fool. Oh, I don't have to work anymore. The businessman is, I can't work anymore. Okay. So the mode of ignorance starts from 6 o'clock in the evening until 2 o'clock in the morning, right? Somebody pointed this out. You watch the television on the broadcasting according to time. The stuff starts to get more and more tamasic as you go on. Till finally at 1 o'clock in the morning, you're showing reruns of Godzilla versus King Kong movies or something like that. People, you got to be a complete idiot by that time to watch this stuff. Yeah, come on, Godzilla. That stuff. And when I was a child, the same thing about at a certain point, right? It kind of shuts off. They have the final thing. The television shut off and stuff. It's pretty much in the mode of passion. Television, interesting. So basically, yeah, morning is for spiritual life. Get up. Somebody asked me, Maharaj, what is your all of Krishna consciousness after all these years? About 3 years ago. And I thought about it. It really comes down to eight words: get up early and get your rounds done. Yeah, that's it. Everything else, Yeah. So that's it. Get up early, japa, good basis, and everything else will follow automatically. So the morning is for spiritual life, daytime is for making money, and the nighttime is for enjoying. Yeah, you can watch the Mahabharata or something, or Krishna Ordakangs with your kids, or night. Now, okay, let's enjoy life, but in civilized fashion. Then later on, you begin to realize it's all connected, and so on. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay. Other questions here? We have, okay, yeah. Oh, yes, okay. Yeah. Gandharvika Giridhari Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you very much for the wonderful class, Maharaj.
Oh.
The question that I have is, when you say it, everything sounds very easy, that if we chant enthusiastically and we follow the 4 regulative principles.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the weeds still grow along with it.
Yep.
Because it doesn't go away. There is this sense of entitlement, even though if you follow the 4 regulative principles. and then sometimes arrogance comes in.
Yes.
And then you go back again. It seems like you go 10 steps and you fall back 11 steps, like that.
Yeah.
But then because of this, there is some kind of unhappiness.
Yeah.
Then when you see others, you feel that, oh, maybe the beginners are more happier in Krishna consciousness than me.
Yeah.
So how do we really be an advanced happy devotee than being a senior unhappy devotee?
Okay. Okay, again, we have this level. Who's, again, somebody's in primary school, somebody's, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, right? But we're not, that's varnashram. That's how your body is growing, all this kind of stuff. So somebody may be at this level, whatever, this is what's going on. But the level of development and how distress is disappearing, like that, yeah, that. The bothers you. yeah. You got it, yeah, great. How, for example, what is it? The first result is that kleshagnya, distress is disappearing. And then things are actually becoming harmonious. And so there's actual steps is going on. It's a big science too, big science, the biggest one. So what level are we on? You're saying it seems that the neophyte devotees are happier than me. But maybe this neophyte devotee is somebody who made it all the way to Nishta in their last lifetime and took birth again. So they come to Krishna consciousness and very quickly they make a doshada, sadhu sangha, bhajna kriya, narda nivritti, yeah. Now you got to pay because everything else you're just catching up. So then they within very quick time they get out in the street and they're distributing books and everything is very happy. Then they come to their level. Nihabikramo nashosti pratyabhaya navijate. Okay, there's no loss. This progress is eternal. So maybe somewhere the neophyte devotees are devotees in their previous lifetimes. They've already made so much progress. That's one analysis of why it's going on. In ourselves, we're a certain level, We're confronting certain problems, right? And maybe we're not making a lot of progress, but whatever we're making is guaranteed, And Krishna from his side is also pushing, I'll tell you something right now. Your husband is going to die. You think it's not true? He's going to die. Yeah, okay. So what are you going to do? Yeah, you're going to become an old woman. You too. Where she goes? Yeah. These things. This is Janma Mritya Jara Vyadi. These are the pushes for knowledge, right? So we're getting pushed, and we'll make progress. We'll make progress just to avoid suffering like that. So our progress is more or less guaranteed, like that and stuff. But everybody's making it in different ways. Somebody externally may have different attachments. This is going on. Everything else is going on. But how much am I changing at heart? Right? All the men, I will make this prediction. All the men in this room, their entire life, what you do in Krishna consciousness are going to remain men. Right? All the women are going to remain women. Okay. Now, probably all the Kshatriyas are going to remain Kshatriyas. And whatever you got. It's pretty fundamental. Okay. But how much am I changing at heart? Other yogas try and change external things. Our yoga is going right for the heart. Right? Got a big tree full of cobras and everything else, nasty poisonous fruits on the bank of a river. The river's washing. The big flood comes, whoosh. The roots can't hold on to anything. All the cobras, everything else gone. Yeah. So how much is my heart changing? How much do I like devotees? How much can I conceive of actually living away from devotees? I hate devotees, but I love to hate devotees. It's just this is my life, Prabhu. Okay. Well, that's happening. We're making guaranteed, this stuff. Yeah. My Iskcon, right or wrong. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's one thing. Another thing is bhava bhas, which is mentioned in Nectar of Devotion, beginning. There's some people that by associating with the Uttamadhikari, they're manifesting a reflection of bhava or a shadow of bhava. And in the beginning, that's what's happening. But it's not very substantial, so neophytes, many times that happens. They commit offenses, it's covered. And maybe we're committing offenses. Oh, I know Krishna, I know this, I'm entitled, the weeds are growing. So everybody's different, everybody's individual. After a while, the weeds become so connected sometimes with your service that being famous is a part of your service, like that. And you just part there and stuff. And so when it starts to come out, it takes your service out with it. you know. So from the very beginning, we're trying very seriously, you know, to identify the weeds, you know, and get rid of them, right? Yeah. So everybody's different reasons why we're seeing these things, you know. That's some thoughts. It's okay? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So, I have a quick question on Srila Prabhupada mentions in Bhagavad Gita there are three important elements for the spiritual advancement, which is knowledge, culture, and devotion.
Okay, what's the Sanskrit for those?
It's a purport in second chapter. I don't remember the exact text.
The word culture is a little bit of a tricky word unless we get the Sanskrit. Yeah, knowledge, culture, and devotion.
Knowledge, culture, and devotion. And then also there was a room conversation he was mentioning.
Yeah.
So my question is, how the education, Ministry of Education itself will cover these three aspects, or it is just covering the knowledge part, or there is a synthesis between the knowledge, knowledge, culture, and devotion.
Yeah. Many times it's interesting because the English language is a really sloppy language when it comes to spiritual topics. We're not a good language and stuff, you know. Other language we're talking about this. For example, in Spanish, you take the words Sanskrit words, and Prabhupada brings them into the English language. And he standardizes the English language. He uses the same English words many times the same way, like that and stuff. So if you're used to using the words the way Prabhupada uses them, same diction, then you can communicate very efficiently with devotees. I know one Vaishya, a very big devotee, Trey Rishi, he would always talk about heart as being sentiment, whereas Prabhupada uses the word as intelligence, like that. So I saw these confusions developing when he was trying to preach. But he's a Vaishya, he preaches with his money. Okay. So for Brahman, we should be hearing all the time, so we're just conditioned to talking the same way Prabhupada does. In the word culture, then I would say, now we're talking about it, I would say when Prabhupada uses the word culture as varnashram. He talks about it, culture. He talks about Vedic culture, he says varnashram. You know? So what are the words? Knowledge? Okay, so again I would do Gyan, varnashram, and bhakti. Yeah. And we covered all those in terms of being a part of our whole educational paradigm. What the Ministry of Education, Ram Giridhari, right there, is the Executive Secretary of the Ministry of Education. And next to him is Hari Leela Das from Texas, who is the Educational Director for the Shastric Education Program. So it's part of it, you know, from Texas. Okay. So we can, and tomorrow night we'll be at Gandharvika and Sanatan's house. Next night we'll be at Bali Mardhan and Balaram's house. Yeah. And we can carry on more of these discussions, and if people want to come like that. And of course, we're carrying on in general. It's a big topic. So what is the role of the Ministry of Education in Iskcon? You know, it's not determined, right? We're still developing all these things. We're very neophyte. I asked Yadunandan Swami one time about higher education in Iskcon. He said it's in diapers. You know, we're trying to figure out what we're doing. You know. We're fighting with this Gyan model of education, which the whole world calls education, right? And so come here, education in Iskcon. You think, yeah, okay, we're teaching the Gyan. We discussed this with all the Bhakti Bhai Baba people. We had a discussion. In the Bhakti Bhai Baba complex, there's a Diksha Guru. Diksha Guru basically has to know if you're following the four principles and chanting your rounds. If he's doing that, Prabhupada will say, you know, your disciple, are they following four principles, chanting 16 rounds? I don't know, Prabhupada. Why don't you? You're their Diksha Guru. Okay, yeah. So I'm taking my responsibility. My disciples, I know this. Beyond that, Shiksha Guru, yeah, maybe so many people like that and so on. But that's the formality properly. Okay, so when you're doing the Bhakti Bhai Baba program, the Diksha Guru should know what's going on. He should be able to, you know, the diploma comes, he knows, disciples are confidential, yeah. They should wait a little bit. They're having some trouble with the basic principles like that. Okay, so Diksha Guru should be involved. Another one then is Shastric Guru. Who was the Astra Guru for the Pandavas? Astra Guru. Yeah, who was the Kula Guru? Domya. Yeah, and Prabhupada said as good as the spiritual master because he guided them with depth. Okay, you need a Kula Guru, you need an Astra Guru, you need an Ashram Guru. Everything. We need someone to teach us practically. Okay, so then you have your Shastri Guru and is teaching you Shastras and maybe more from this Gyan level. Okay, that's the level we're working on. Okay, the ministry is working on this level of educating people, organizing them, having programs, teaching people the books. And that's where we're going right now. Okay. And then beyond that, then you have, for example, your Varna Ashram guru, your temple president, who knows, like, if you're actually engaged in service, you're working according to your nature and stuff like that. So every semester when you take the test, there should be, we do it, there's approval by temple president. Can they take the test? Yeah, they're doing well. Yeah, okay. So all those three, your Varna Ashram, guru, your Sankirtan guru, everybody should be cooperating, and we're trying to figure out how to do it. So when you come out with the title of Bhakti by Bhava, it means that you're a completely rounded person. And the people that are teaching these things and organizing it feel this challenge. They don't want to turn out people who are just jnanis, like again serpents with jewels on their heads. And it's not perfect, but there we are. And the ministry is developing knowledge, culture, and hopefully bhakti. That's a challenge. That people are really coming out with more sentiment with the books. Yes. Okay. Yes, Maharaji. Yes. Over here. Okay, put Maharaji here first. Ladies first. Korea is the only country in the world where the women walk in front of the men. And that's because there are landmines there. It's a whole joke. Okay. All right.
Maharaj, I liked hearing from you that bed is our enemy, because I never thought like that. So it's it was good. So I wanted to hear from you. I think you said it's one of our 4. So I wanted to hear what other like.
I don't. One devotee. What was his name? I forgot his name. He told me it's in one Purana, and I forgot he mentioned it, but he was talking about that one specifically. But I don't remember the other ones like that and so on. Yeah. Of course, the biggest enemy is right under your nose. Yeah. Tasting and talking. Yeah. The Bible says if you've met a person who's controlled his tongue, you've met a perfected man or woman. The average man produces 2,000 words a day. The average woman produces 7,000. Yeah. This is from the Southwest Airlines passenger magazine. They had the statistic there. Yeah. But if you're talking about Krishna, we got there 2.5 times more advanced than a man. There's nothing wrong. It's just how to use it all in Krishna consciousness. Are there smaller tests for girls in Krishna consciousness? Do the guys only get big tests? No, they're tough tests. But they're for girls. But in the Peter Brook movie, Mahabharata, Bhima and what's his name? Bhima and Dushasana are fighting, and he gets him down there, and he's killing him. He rips his chest open, blood all over his face, cut up. And Draupadi comes in the drama, looking at it, stuff. And he looks up at Draupadi like an animal, and she says, "Draupadi," because he did it all. He did it all for her. So she could have said, "Oh, I never wanted this," and run away. But no, it's a very intense moment in the drama. But she looks at the whole thing. She opens her hair up. She flips her head in the blood and ties it up on her head. Yeah, this blood is on my head, not yours. So, smaller test for girls? No. Yeah, but they're different. Yeah. Behind every good man is a good woman. Behind every bad man, yeah. Prabhupada says, instructions to Bhishma Dev, that Bhishma Dev is giving his instructions on to Yudhishthira. He summarizes everything in the purports, fantastic purports of a Varna Ashram. You can print them up as a separate booklet, those 2 paragraphs where Bhishma Dev is instructing Yudhishthira. And Prabhupada says about women, he says, women as a source of inspiration for men are more powerful than men. And such powerful ladies should learn how to control this power by chastity and shyness. Right there, summary, female dharma. But yeah, it's a natural thing for men to be inspired by women. And so you got to use that potency properly. Yes. Otherwise, yes. Okay. Maybe over here somebody was going
Hare Krishna.
This one. Oh, you got the microphone. Okay.
Krishna, sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, you said that wonderful things about education, and I am from Italy, and the Latin root, correct me if I'm wrong, is extra ducere, so get outside, pull out of you what you already know at the root. So is that more than learning? What we need is to remember something that we already have, but we forgot. Is that the meaning?
This is the verse I was quoting before. Nitya Siddha, Krishna Prema, Sadhya Kabunaya, Shravanadi, Shudejiti Jarokayudaya. We already have prema. That's the goal of education. Nitya Siddha, Krishna Prema. It's already a perfection of the soul. Sadhya Kabunaya. Doesn't come from some other source. Shravan, Adi, hearing and chanting, etc., worship of deity. Shavanadi, Shudechita, the consciousness becomes purified, Karaze Udaya. Socrates said that the educator is the midwife of the soul. Probably was psyche rather than something else. Yeah. But that's it. Yeah, education really means simply to wake up. Socrates said, I can't teach anybody anything. I can just help them to remember. Yeah. Of course, yeah, we're acquiring some information. Okay. You acquire different facts. Okay, something is there. But real education is not acquiring facts, it's not learning techniques of intellectual ability, but it's actually, again, being able to meditate, contemplate, and then wake up. Because you already know everything you need for your service. Yep. Yes. Okay. So somebody else over here. Yeah. 1, 2, next. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, I'd like to ask a similar question that Mataji asked, and maybe not looking as much at previous lives as the explanation in terms of devotees' enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I read this biography that was written by Vaikuntanath Das. He lives in San Francisco.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
It's called the Prabhupada Miracle.
Okay.
And it's kind of biographical. And in those early years, Prabhupada would just ask him and his wife, okay, go to Fiji and open a temple there. Yeah. And he was able by Krishna's arrangement to find other devotees to develop this further. But I mean, this is like a pretty steep slope in terms of a challenge that he was given to climb. Yeah. And then by Krishna's arrangement, boom, he went right up there. Yeah. I feel like maybe with like a newer devotee, the sky's the limit, work together with Krishna, we'll be able to accomplish this, keep the goal in mind, work hard to achieve it. But then I think like in the process, I know there's this one phrase that was coined by somebody in another religious tradition. They said, after the ecstasy, the laundry. Yeah. And so, I guess what I'm hoping to hear something on is just like how in our process of advancing towards Krishna, how do we set like realistic goals that we are going to be able to achieve and move forward and not reach a slope that we can no longer climb? For lack of a better way to ask that question, that's what I got. So
again, Upadeshamrita. Yeah. Utsahan nischaya daryat tatta karma pravartana sangatyaga sato bhate sabir bhaktir prasidati. I think this is the verse from Upadeshamrita that Prabhupada quotes the most, paraphrases the most, is that verse. And this is how I said these 6 things will guarantee the success of pure devotional service. First one is utsahan, enthusiasm. Enthusiasm, he defines enthusiasm as action executed in Krishna consciousness with intelligence. Yeah? So the buddhi, the intelligence, is really where we can make the distinction. Kirtananda Swami, probably quoting Prabhupada, said, if you lose your enthusiasm, you can always find it in your intelligence. Bhagavad Gita is, worshiping Krishna with our intelligence. We're changing things. That's a problem. I've lost my understanding of what I'm trying to do. That's what goal means. Okay, sit down. I remember when I was a devotee, I was becoming a devotee many years, and I was starting to get institutionalized. So finally in 1978, they sent me to India. Okay, and I knew this is a chance where I'll be able to get out of the institution and all the stuff I'm doing, and I just get back and remember what it was that attracted me, right? And it was. So maybe like 3 months I had a chance to stop and go back and, and get back to what it was, because I was becoming institutionalized, the externals and stuff, So then I remember what it is, Prabhupada, we have to reaffirm our goals every day, every minute. So again and again, what am I doing? So that's the thing there. Go back and clarify your goals. Okay, it's a great goal, but I can never accomplish it. Okay, then how can I accomplish it? Right? Again, and then you're enthusiastic. Yeah, this is a nice goal. This is the way I can do it. Okay, right now, we'll do the laundry. Yeah, yeah. So always maintaining your enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the most important. Usaha nishchayar dayat. But without some patience, it turns into passion. And then the passion then burns us out. Yeah, we try to do more than we can do and we get burned out. So always, what's the word like, modify? What's the word like, something or other, regulate your enthusiasm with some patience. Yeah. But of course, then the patience automatically becomes a part of your enthusiasm. It's just, it's enthusiastic. Yeah. Where am I going? I don't know. What am I doing? I don't know. All I know is I am on my way. Sankirtan, Sankirtan. The marathon. What's the history of the word marathon? You know? No? There was the Persians were coming with 40 million soldiers on these boats to destroy the Athenians, but the Athenians had a better navy. The only hope was we get them before they land. This all happened at the Bay of Marathon. I think it was like 23 miles back to Athens. So everybody was waiting with all their stuff in their hand carts, their donkeys, everything to hear what happened, whether they landed or not. One guy ran back, December 15th, December 14th, okay. He ran into Athens and said, "We won!" and died. That was it. Yeah. So yeah, great. The Sankirtan marathon, right? Yeah, but don't die at the end of the whole thing, right? Yeah, keep some enthusiasm is more important than patience, right? Baba says that. But yeah, some patience, Yeah, okay, so over here, we're about to finish here. Okay, like that. Wow. Hare Krishna. I feel like
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the wonderful lecture, and Adav Shraddha Tratav Sadhu. I think you went so deep. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So deep, and it's very, very impactful.
Everybody else, yeah.
Yeah, in that lecture you mentioned that waking up early is very, very important for devotional service.
Yeah.
So for grihasthas, especially with small kids, they wake up in the middle of the night and they don't sleep on time.
Vomiting.
So, what is the advice for us to wake up early?
Prabhupada, I remember he said, it's the best time to chant your round before Mangal Arati, get up early. But he said, but when I was a grihastha, so many things happening. He said, I would always have 4 rounds done when I got up. 4 rounds before breakfast. Always before I touched my breakfast, I'd have 8 rounds done. During the day, I'd find time to chant 4 more good rounds. And before I would get in my bed, even if I just had to walk out the door or down the street, I'd get those last 4 done. He said, this way it wasn't a burden. So Grihastha ashram is different than other ashrams and stuff. That's why it's nice to take sannyas. Sorry about this. Yeah. But also to, the rascals out of the house finally got, now I can be a devotee and stuff, yeah. But this is why, it works. The Varna ashram has nice aspects to it. But we apply it. We apply it in terms of these principles and stuff and so on. But yeah, this is, if you're grihastha, then Prabhupada's saying this naturally, you just have to break it up and do it differently. You got to go to work 8 hours, Sannyasa, you can take a nap many times. Other times sannyasa you can't. There's other challenges in sannyasa ashram which you don't have in grihastha ashram, so on. But that's basically, this is, Prabhupada made that suggestion, is that you break it up and stuff, and then it's not a burden like that and stuff. Then getting up early, you just make your adjustments. Prabhupada is actually saying it's not like artificial, it's just natural. If you look at I'm not sure, when does Bill Gates get up in the morning? Everybody must know Bill Gates' habits, like when Bill Gates scratches his nose, how he touches his ears. I have a suspicion Bill Gates is not sleeping until 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Napoleon, all these people, Napoleon, everybody else, they were up early. It's almost a universal thing. Benjamin Franklin, right? Yeah. So it's not an artificial thing. And we're not talking about anything unusual. It's just an hour and a half before the sun rises. Right? That time of the day is so peaceful, it's so clear. The Brahma Muhurta, there's many Muhurtas for different things. The Brahma Muhurta, you get 6 times the credit or anything else. And so then after that, another one's also good and stuff. They're good. But that's if you up then engaging in chanting Hare Krishna, you'll discover your money is easier to make, that the family relations are easier. You won't be Krishna will never punish you for chanting 16 good rounds. You chanted 16 rounds, go to hell. No, he'll always reward you, right? So do it. But the thing is, but we do it, how to do it properly, not artificially. But it definitely is for sure. It's just, it is a requirement. Upadeshamrita, Spanishly translated as we request. In English it says, we require in this movement everybody to rise by 4 a.m., attend Mangalarati or morning service, perform Kirtan, Srimad Bhagavatam. So you can adjust other things, but those things, Bhagavatam every day, Kirtan every day, it's just, when you start work, you get, Krishna's going to help you. If you're doing that, look, some deficit, don't worry, I'll take care of this. You served me properly. So we can expect that and so on. Yeah. And there's you see, it works. I'm up early, everything else, okay, go to bed early, Yeah. Take a nap, Yeah. Bhaktivinoda Thakur would take a short nap, right? His whole morning program, and then before breakfast he would have a nap. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Maharaj. One more question.
Okay,
Maharaj.
yeah. All right.
So, especially like when we are when we know Krishna conscious, we tend to preach or tell our immediate family members and friends.
Yeah.
And some take, when we are there, they show a lot of enthusiasm. They also chant rounds. When we are not there, some of them are not chanting. And when we again go there, again they start doing that. Yeah. So what is the best way to actually, suggest them or kind of inspire them to stay on the path, especially for
again, these kind of questions are actually pretty much, very specific, because everybody's different. It's like you're saying, some of my family members are sick. What should I do? Okay. Well, you should, okay, what's the answer? You should take them to see a doctor. Okay. So the same way too, you should try and keep introducing them to the society, the association, and they'll the more they're integrated with the society, they'll find they're kind of friends, they're kind of things like that. So the more you can get them involved with Iskcon, the more that they'll be naturally affected. Sangat sanjayate kama, which means it means by contemplating the objects of the senses, but Prabhupada defines it in Upadeshamrita as Sangat Sanjayata Kama, one's desires and ambitions develop from the company he keeps. That's the main thing. The process is secondary. The primary thing is how to learn how to associate and how you can introduce them to people, friendships and different things, and get them involved with things. So that's the main thing, is giving them, go on giving them your association as much as you can, right? Call them on the phone, whatever it is, giving them gifts, and also then how much you can engage them in the association of other people, other devotees, and so on. Yeah. Yajyada charti shrestas. Set a good example. Yeah. So my glasses are. Okay, so I think maybe we're supposed to stop here now. I want to thank everybody. And then again tomorrow we have two home programs. Bali Mardans on Tuesday and Sanatan on tomorrow night. And Ramgiri Dari is here, Ministry of Education, and Hari Leela. And with Srinivas. So we're getting ready for this program, this symposium in Seattle, and we'll be online, be available, and hopefully we'll be able to integrate it, through the people that are here. We'll be able to integrate it more and more with the actual educational programs here and so on like that. So on behalf of the Ministry of Education of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, we invite you to take a hearty and robust position in this effort and preach Sankirtan all over the world. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
I'd like to give a special thanks to His Holiness Hanumat Presaka Swami. We can see one person who has complete focus on following the Guru Parampara and being dedicated to one's Guru can make an impact throughout the whole world. And that's exactly what you're doing, especially in the realm of education. If I was speaking with Indradumna Maharaj today and talking about how because of your focus on Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta, that movement is actually, that it actually exists in North America and South America and other places around the world. because of your deep desire to see that people are imbibing what's in Srila Prabhupada's books. So we feel especially fortunate that you come here. Well, actually, this is your base, technically, right? Still? Yeah. We both started in the San Francisco temple. Same place, same letter. But without changing the subject too much, I just want to appreciate His Holiness Hanumat Presaka Swami, one of the now venerable disciples of Srila Prabhupada, who has been making a noticeable difference in the Krishna consciousness movement. We thank you very much, Maharaj, for your association. We look forward to the every year when you make your orbit here at ISV, and from all of us, wish you long life and health so you can go on leading us on the path of going deep within Srila Prabhupada's books. Thank you very much. His Holiness Hanumat Presaka Swami Maharaj Ki Jai.
So, Vaisheshika is one of our Bhakti Bhai Baba students. Yeah. In the beginning, when Shonaka Rishi is glorifying Sudha Goswami, right, and everything else, and what are the qualifications that Shonaka has to glorify the speaker? Two qualifications to do that. He must be
elderly.
He must be elderly and vastly learned. Vastly learned. It must be an older person and vastly learned to give proper glorification to the speaker. It's interesting. We're living in the Srimad Bhagavatam.
So now we're going to have we're going to observe this immortal Arithmetic ceremony, which also includes dancing. We have 2 new books. One is Radhika Raman's new book. I would like a copy. How much are they?
Amazon.com is giving a discount. This is a summary of the Srimad Bhagavatam published by Columbia University Press. Totally indisputable academic quality of Krishna Kshetra, and then specific topics in detail. There's nothing like this in the academic world. This will probably be the standard textbook for Srimad Bhagavatam for university level.
Do you have copies here today, or do we have to get them?
I have one copy.
It's
my copy, Baba. Yeah. But Amazon.com is right there.
Okay.
Discount.
Also, His Holiness Indradyumna Maharaj has his books available. They'll be outside. Yeah. Please take them all. No book left behind. We have a policy here at ISV.
Wow.
So at this point, we'll stand up. We'll put away all the asanas at the back of the room, and then we'll face Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shriman Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsimhadev, and have eaten Artik. Hare Krishna.